before I get started in this video, I just want to say I have not forgotten to do the roundup for the box stock group build. I see quite a few guys have finished, which is great. But I will be putting up that video probably in the next day or so, just with a final roundup of participants and showing the guys who finished. So yeah, let's get to the garage video. Afternoon, guys. Saturday afternoon here. Cloudy, cool one today. So I'm just getting a bit of time at the bench here today, this afternoon. So I'm trying to finish up this wall. So I have all the boards on there. I just need to do a bit of sanding along the top here to bring it up flush with the top, with the top of the garage wall. So I guess kind of what I'm going for here is, as I said, this is just a garage guy has in his backyard type of deal. So I want it to look like, you know, it was just bordered up with boards that the guy had laying around. So I'm going to put some color on a few boards here and there. And then once that's done, I'm going to stain the whole thing. And then I will put the window frame around there and put the window in. And then this wall should be done, with the exception of, you know, signs and that sort of thing that I'm planning to put on here. So yeah, so I'll just go away now, add some colors to these boards, and be right back. Okay guys, so I just finished adding a little bit of color to a few of the boards there. Just used a small flat brush for that. And you can see they're not evenly coated. Again, I want us to be old, look kind of old. So what I'll do now is I'll let this dry. Shouldn't take very long. All I used was craft paints. So this shouldn't take very long to dry here. And once it's dry, I'll put a stain over it to blend all the colors in and make them not so much of a contrast there. So once that's done, I'll be right back. Okay guys, so it's nearly dry, but it's still drying out a bit here, but this is essentially what it's going to look like. Again, there's going to be, you know, stuff on the walls, signs and tools, stuff like that. But as far as color goes, that's how it's going to go. I know earlier video I had said I was going to use this Createx, but after mixing it up, it looks like it'd be a bit too concentrated of a color, because I was doing specific boards, and you know, to thin it out, this is enamel, so yeah, I didn't want to have that smell going around today. So I used something that I do an awful lot, particularly when I'm doing roadways, paved roads, park lots, that kind of stuff. And all I used was my dirty paint water, the water that I use to clean my brushes. That's basically what I used to do a wash over this, and it darkened it. It darkened it just nicely, actually. So I'm pretty happy with how this came out. I don't know if the camera is making the colors more bright than they are or not. But in person, I'm quite happy, actually, with how this looks. So I'm going to go away now, put the window in. Well, I'm going to let this completely dry first. Then I'm going to put the window in. And once the window is in and painted, I'm going to do the framing on the window. So once I get that window in, I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I got the window put in. Nice thing about this, being that it's supposed to be like a garage shed type of deal, I didn't have to be really careful with the clear. Uh, Basically, any staining or anything you get on the glass, it just adds to it. I also put in a cover, uh, a broken pane type of deal. Made it from an old, or to look like it's from an old Molson Canadian beer box. Just a piece of cardboard put over a crack in the window. So I had that added in there. So the next step now in completing that wall is building the frame around the window. And I'll be using this piece of strip for that. I do want to say, if you're doing anything like this, I got this at Michael's. Basically, it's just a bag of sorted wood, different kinds of wood. Or not different kinds, but different sizes, sorry. But one of the strips here, if you can see the size of that, to me it looks very close to a 2x4 in 1/24 scale. I mean, easy enough I suppose just to measure it up, but just going by eye. Also comes with another strip that's about half the thickness. That's what I'll be using to do the surround with. And then it just comes with sheets of hobby plywood. Also comes in 2 different thicknesses. Yeah, here's the other thickness. Here's the other one. So yeah, if you're doing any kind of scratch building with wood, or you want to do any scratch building with wood, check these out. At Michael's, I'm sure you can get it any other hobby store as well. But it's a good money saver actually, rather than going in and, because Michael's also sells individual pieces. So anyways guys, yeah, I'll be right back as soon as I get this window frame in here. Okay guys, so for the most part now, this wall is actually finished. Except for the final weathering with some powders and stuff like this, and like I said, putting the signs and calendars and whatnot on the walls. This wall is now pretty much done. A little tiny bit of trimming to do along here, like I said earlier. But yeah, pretty happy with it actually. The next one now will be the wall for the door. So I still need to clean up the opening, sand it, spray paint it black, and then I'll do the same thing. I'll cover it like I covered this one, and I'll need to build a door for it. I'm undecided yet if I'm going to put a solid door in, or if I'm going to put a like a door that's built out of wood, with the strips of wood and then the bracing that goes across it. That's the way I'm thinking about going, but not 100% sure yet on that. So yeah, that's where I'm going to leave this wall now until it actually goes on the garage and the final weathering and decorating and stuff takes place. The other thing that I have to build as well, and I'm not 100% decided which wall I'm going to put that on yet, whether it's going to be this wall or this wall. I'm thinking it's going to be this wall. I need to put a workbench. I'm going to build a wooden workbench rather than use those plastic ones that comes with the kits. So it's either going to be along this wall, or it's going to be along this wall here. This wall here below the window. Not 100% sure yet. Basically, I need to see how the tools and stuff are going to lay out inside before I decide where that bench is going to go. And I may also put up some wooden shelves and stuff like that as well. So Anyways, guys, that's where I'm going to leave this update. As always, thanks for watching and hope you stay tuned.